Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your ORL Season 8 Tier 2 premiere. So tonight we will be saying hello to a few old faces returning to our grid. Obviously a very successful preseason, we had lots of drivers everywhere. So we'll be saying hello to a lot of new drivers. And we'll also be saying hello to a lot of returning drivers. Obviously, Vipermon and Spicy, two big names coming back to ORL for this season. So we've got a bit to talk about before we actually jump into what's going to go on today. First off, the team principals for the season. We have lots of new team principals and a few team principals changing teams. Myself and Lindsay, two of the big ones, but let's start from Mercedes. Obviously, Keithy has now decided he wants to be a team principal. He's been put in with the Mercedes drivers, trying to cling on and continue off the success that Lindsay brought to Mercedes while he was there. J-Man at Aston Martin, a Mercedes junior team pretty much. Engine is powered by Mercedes. He will be staying with Aston Martin for yet another season, trying to claw his way back up as he always does. He's normally in the top 3 overall. So he will be trying to pull out yet again another masterclass for the British Racing Green team. Haas has been taken over by Grateful Dog, who's wanted to show he can have some good leadership throughout a team. I'm pretty sure he's also driving for himself this season, so it'll be very interesting to see what he can do in the Ferrari-powered Haas. And Lindsay, a big name in ORL, obviously the owner of ORL, has decided he wants to switch from the Mercedes. He wants something new, and he wants to create a new dynasty. So he's gone from winning pretty much everything there is to win with Silver Arrows. He is now taking over the Prancing Horses in Italy. So he will be racing in Scuderia Ferrari, leading the Scuderia Ferrari to what he can only hope for an overall this season. Mason obviously has taken over the Stake Sauber team this season. He has a pretty strong lineup, so it'll be very interesting to see what he can do with the green machine. Mikey DeBoy jumping into the Williams. I think he's been a team principal before. I don't think he was one last season. So he will be trying to create his own story. Williams obviously not having too much success in recent times, besides when Zonix was there last, and Zonix won them a few things here and there. But besides that, they have been struggling in recent times, so Mikey DeBoy will have a big task to try and change that around. Climby Kid taking over Red Bull, obviously in the Haas last season, drove a very good season, and now decided he didn't want to be controlled by someone else. He wanted to be the leader, and he wanted to try and drag that team to a championship. So he will be taking over Red Bull. Pierce Bomber will now take over the Visa Cash App RB, and he will try and lead them back to a championship. He's had great success as a team principal in recent times. Obviously paired up with Zonix, as always. Those two have lots of history together, so it'll be very interesting to see what they can do. Geordie Slater in the Alpine, no surprise there. He's been with Alpine for about 4 or 5 seasons now. He's won a few championships with Alpine, and as the old saying goes, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So he will be staying with Alpine for yet another season, and he'll be trying to pull a master. He's the big risk taker this year, really. The lineup he's chosen is either going to be a successful gamble or one that turns out really bad for him. We're not too sure yet. We haven't seen too much of his driver lineup, so it'll be interesting to see what they can pull out. And of course, to finish off the team principals for this season, it's myself in the McLaren. Me and Lindsay just wanted something different at the end of the season. He took over the Prancing Horse after my failure to lead the Italians towards another victory, and I wanted something new. Leading off a great success, I went to Papaya and I got the Tier 1 reigning championship. So it'll be very interesting in the Tier 1 and Tier 2 this season. Tier 1's looking like it's going to be potentially a 4-way fight in Constructors, and there's a few drivers that look very, very strong to take it. Tier 2 is a bit of a gamble. You could really put your money on anyone right now, as we really don't know who's going to be competitive. It's half the field is very new drivers, and will be making their debut in RL today. So it'll be great to see how that goes. But besides that, let's have a look at our grid. So PS Bomber has gone in. He's signed Mr. Frosty, a returning face, and he's paired him up with JD Juicebox, two very quick drivers, and it could turn out to be a very deadly pairing if they work together right. Mercedes with Keith has managed to pick up Camilo and Jordan, who will be looking to try and start off their season very, very strong. Obviously, we know in Tier 2 anything can happen, so a strong start is a very, very important thing to have. I picked up Spicy and Infratic. Obviously, Spicy, a returning driver, has had great results in previous history, and Infratic, a new phrase that I was willing to take a gamble on. Vipermon and Mikey DeBoy will be partnering each other in the Williams. Mikey DeBoy choosing himself as a driver, managed to get a very, very quick Vipermon, a returning face to ORL, like a few other people we've talked about just then. So it'll be very interesting to see how he goes as well. Obviously, Mikey DeBoy has proved he's a quick driver in previous times. Vipermon also a very, very quick driver. Mikey DeBoy is also a very, very huge part in our social media team, and is loved pretty well around ORL. So it'll be interesting to see how he can go today, and if his love can get him any luck on track. Geordie has gone with Broadstar. Obviously, arguably should have been Tier 1, but just didn't quite get picked by any of the Tier 1 selections. Karubi will be joining him in the Alpine, as he was a late pick. Obviously a new driver, not too many people wanted to take a gamble on the new drivers. Geordie took it, so we'll have to see how Karubi goes today. RJ Kawistera, another quick driver. He's had a few flashy drives in recent time, nothing too spectacular. He was very quick in Tier 2 back when we had 2 tiers. Obviously we have 2 tiers again, so he'll be trying to continue off what he had in Tier 2. Luke Wilson is also joined in the Aston Martin. Globdrip in the Ferrari, and Lockie for Lindsay. Com United and Italian Ramen in the Red Bull for Clammy Kid. Sparks and Dead Heat in the Kick Saubers. Obviously Dead Heat is Mason, so Mason driving for himself. And Rhino and Royal Duck will finish off the grid in the house. So that will be our Tier 2 guys. And it looks like we are now starting the race. So we will get up the game here. If I can just quickly pull up F1, there it is. F1 25, we will pull up F1 25, and we will get into qualifying. So here we are. Wait for it to load now. I was hoping to try and time that perfectly, so it'd be straight into quali. I thought that would have been Aura and you guys would have loved that, but doesn't look like we can get that. So we're just waiting for a few people to load in now. It looks like we're missing a few, I think. Yeah, we are. We're missing a few. I'll put out a ping in chat to let them know to join during qualifying, and hopefully we can get a full grid. It'll be a very interesting race if we can get a full grid today. So here we are getting into qualifying now. We will have a look at where everyone's going to ponder. We've got, obviously, honestly, it's hard to pick who you've got as a favourite in this tier. There's a lot of very, very good drivers, and there's also a lot of very unknown drivers. So it's going to be a big surprise as to who gets pole and who can sneak their way up into the points. Obviously my favourite for pole would probably be Vipermon, because he's someone I know. But other than that, I don't have too much of a clue what the pace is going to be like in these guys. So we'll jump on with someone that's going on an out lap, which will be the Alpine of Chicken Lord. And actually we'll jump on with the one in front of him. Who's in front of him? I think it is... I just realised that's going to clip, so I'm going to have to quickly change that because that's going to really annoy me. Which I don't want to hear clipping every time I just change through the driving thing. I'll make it that one instead. There we go. And racing yet, but we'll get all this stuff eventually, so I know who's where. Well, there's a lot other. It looks like an Alpine's gonna be the one that leads the way. We're gonna get onto the Alpine. Which Alpine is this? Chicken Lord. The Chicken Lord's gonna be the one that leads the way. And look at the Alpine livery. The liveries on this game look great. Someone's just gone straight on. It looks like Speedy. Oh, we've got a 5-place grid penalty already. It looks like it will be Speedy Murray. So these two here have come together by the looks of things off the exit of turn number 11, I believe that is. I'm not sure what is going on. Oh, he's got broken throwing. So Speedy Murray's got broken throwing. Oh, and he's missed this is chaos, and racing hasn't even started yet. This is insane, I won't lie. Who's the leading car? I think the leading one on the lap is, here he is, Chicken Lord. So we'll go on a lap with Chicken Lord, watch how he's looking into qualifying as he goes down the straight. Now obviously 3 DRS zones on this track. One of the only tracks on the game that has 3 DRS zones. Makes it a much quick, 4 DRS zones, sorry, not 3. My apologies. But it is going to be very interesting. I'm guessing the pole time for these guys will be around the 123 mark. Maybe a high 122. But we're about to find out as Chicken Lord looks to be jumping a little bit about. Around the final corner. Not a bad lap time by him actually. He's going a lot quicker than I thought he would. To the line. I was way off. That's a 1.7. Wow, I've probably done the worst prediction ever. That's a great lap time from Chicken Lord. Even better by Royal Duck. And Mikey the boy does him one better and puts it at a 116.8. That's a great lap from Mikey the boy. Spicy P2, 116.8 as well. Only 2 100ths separate the two. Italian Ramen P3. Not too far behind here, so it looks like we've got a very close grid from these guys. Very good laps for our tier 2 boys. Spicy obviously making his return. P2 will be he'll be very, very proud of that. Italian Ramen, another very, very fast driver, puts it P3, and Mikey the boy, the team principal, doing it for himself in the Williams Vipermon, his teammate, down as P6, so not too bad for him. We obviously still have 3 more drivers that should be coming back or joining at some stage during the lobby. They did check in, so as I've actually got a friend request received just then, I will accept that and try and get him in. Oh, he sent me a friend request. Let me have a look at this. How do I, what? Is it in here? I don't know how to add people. Oh, here. I did not get an ad from anyone. What even is my EA? I don't know my EA. What is my EA? Oh, I think EA is well, while we wait for his invite, we'll go back to watching quali. That's who's on a lap. Looks like Sparks is on a lap. He's 3.5 seconds quicker than what he did. Oh no, he's not. He's 4.5 seconds slower. I don't know what that interval was. But yeah, we do have a few drivers trying to rejoin. They are messaging me. Okay, Com United, I'll have to send him a message. Hey mate, can you please send him a invite? Cheers. Hopefully Com United sees my message, or else the poor guy is not going to get an invite. But there is 3 or 4 that's doing an invite that aren't in yet. Sparks is now going to go on a push lap, but looks like he's got the ERS, he's got overtake on as he goes down the second straight of the lap into the pretty, I'd call this a bus stop sort of chicane. It's a very, very tight but fast sector. We've seen Sebastian Vettel have a crash there in 2022, for those who remember that. He comes into a very, very quick right. He's half a tenth up. He nails that second. Could have used a bit more curb on the outside, but very smart to not be taking too big of risks in the first half of quali. Obviously, you don't want to crash out and not get a final run. As he's coming up to some some traffic though, it could be. Oh wow! As he stretches the track limits right to the limit there, very, very close to impeding his lap time. Comes in here. Nice apex, very good exit as well. Sparks is looking like he's on a ripper of a lap. Working good as Lockie goes on pole for Ferrari. Lindsay Mutter will be clapping in his chair for that one. But can Sparks do anything to knock the prancing horse off the top of the table? Sparks to the line. It will be a 1:17.3. Can't quite knock the Italian Ferrari off of the top spot, but he also cannot improve his spot in the leaderboard. He will stay P6. Slight improvements, and I would say we'll see him go up for another lap. Mikey DeBoy, though, will be able to knock him off. He's 3/10 up on his best lap right now. As he comes in through Sector 2, he's 4.5 up. That's purple. So Mikey DeBoy is on a flyer, but he impedes it through the quick left to right. So that will be his lap ruined, and he won't get to improve on that one. Lockie will bring it back to the pit lane. Spicy is going to go on an out lap. He'll actually start his lap in a second. So we will go on board with Spicy for a lap of Albert Park. And it looks like Spicy just couldn't quite improve on his lap time. So that will be another failed run for him. It looks like he's still pushing though. But yeah, I don't think he'll be able to improve on that with the low battery top. Mikey DeBoy is going out for another lap though. And so is Camilo Faster. While we had the HUD down, Camilo Faster put in a ripper of a lap, 5/10 quicker than Lockie. So that's a great lap by the Silver Arrow. We'll go on for someone who's on the left. Let's have a look. Oh, someone is in a speedy mode. He really enjoys that gravel trap there. It's the second time so far he's gone in that gravel trap. So not at all what he will be wanting. As he's off again, Power Broadstar on an outlap of the Com United I think, is on a push lap here. He's using his battery. So have a look at what Com United's got to show. He comes in to probably the trickiest part of Sector 1 in my opinion. It's very, very hard to get this right, but if you can nail it, you can gain a lot of time. So he takes it pretty smooth through there. Looks like he's running very high wings, as the car didn't seem like it wanted to give way at all. As he's 8 tenths up on his previous best, that will move him up to P11 as it currently stands, if he can't find any more on this lap. As he comes into the exit of Sector 2, he is now a second and a half. A second and a half would put him... Oh, as he goes off, so that will not be any improvements of him. After a purple Sector 2, it will all come crashing down for Com United. We'll go on board with another driver. I'm not sure how much longer is left in this session, as we see one of the McLarens, Spicy, coming into the pit lane. Mikey Du Bois on another lap, currently 2 tenths quicker than what he did originally. That will put him P2 on the front row. Not quite quick enough for pole just yet though. As he comes to the end Sector 2, it's still 2.5 tenths. That will not be enough for pole. Camilo Faster, who put in a ripper of a lap, would still be 3 tenths clear. So he's got a big Sector 3 ahead of him. This could be his last set on fresh tyres. I do think he's used up 3 sets already. So now as he comes into the final sector, it's all to play for. It'll be all or nothing, depending on if he has any fresh sets left. It looks like a very nice smooth line to the second last corner. Into the penultimate corner though, and the final straight. Heaps of battery to burn. DRS open quickly. He'll get a tow from the Ferrari in front, and it will be pole position for Mikey Du Bois, 116.339. Edges out Camilo Faster by 6/100ths of a second. So there's a very good lap. I think the Ferrari just started the lap as well. So we'll watch Lockie, who's definitely a contender for pole, as he's just coming into the final part of Sector 1. As I said, this is the hardest part in my opinion. There's heaps of time to gain. And it looks like he's nailed it pretty good. He's obviously running low downforce, as but I think he's bailed because he's 1.3 seconds off the pace there. Because I'm currently... Sorry, had to deal with a driver vignette. Let's go. Who's starting a lap? I think Jordan's starting a lap, which Jordan does have a really good pace. So if he's starting a lap, this could be a very interesting one, because I think he could be right up there for the top position. As he comes down, he'll get a nice tow from the Visa Cash App RB. As the Visa Cash App RB might actually impede him here, sitting directly in front of him, he will impede him here. So we have just witnessed the Silver Arrow get yet another run cancelled. He'll have to farm up the battery now, because or else he will not get a run in. As it looks like a few drivers might not get a run in here, all in the pit lane, but some out on track. Com United actually, who is improving, he will get to finish this run unless he decides to pull into the pit lane. He's low on fuel, so he may decide to pull into the pit lane. But it's all or nothing here. Through the final sector. Coming into the final corners, will he go around or will he pull in? He will go around. So he'll finish this lap, and this will most likely be the end of Com United's session, depending on where he can put it. It's looking like it's going to be a 117.5, so that'll be P12 for the Red Bull driver. Not a bad showing for the first round, but he definitely would have wanted more, as Italian Ramen up in P6. So besting his teammate by a little bit, but it's only qualifying. The race is where it matters. Coming in to the mid part of Sector 3, that'll be an impeding, an invalid lap time, I would assume. But it looks like he's going to bail out anyway. Not quite quick enough for what he wanted. We'll go on board with the leading Ferrari. With the leading McLaren, sorry. Spicy will be the first one of our top 4 to take us out. So let's see what he can put in. as they are slowing up very, very slow here. I think Spicy's trying to get Lockie a 5-place grid drop. So I think Max Verstappen got penalised for this back in Qatar last year. Very interesting tactics by the McLaren. He's now stopped. So obviously wants a bit of a gap to do his lap time, as he'll now come around into the final corners. As we now have a driver who's left this session. I'm not sure who left the session. Gould. I've not seen them on the team list. Spicy looking very good for sector 1, however. He's pushing it very, very hard. Jordan has retired from session. That's P9. Spicy, half a tenth up. That will not move him any positions forward. So all the play for him now, but I think Lockie's the car in front of him, which Lockie is. He's half a tenth up, which will put him just behind Mikey DeBoy. So currently, Lockie is on for what could be a pole position. He's got a full sector left to climb a third of a tenth, and if he gets that third of a tenth, he will be the provisional pole sitter. Camillo will not go any faster. He stayed in the pit lane. Lockie will cross the final corner. He's got DRS open. He's got a little bit of battery to burn to the line. It's going to be a 16.535 for Lockie. He will not improve. Spicy, however, is improving. He's got lots of ERS to burn around the final corner. He's got DRS open, and to the line, Spicy will have a 116.5. He won't go any positions forward. Luke Wilson might. Luke Wilson not improving. Italian Rum has crossed the line. Chicken Lord is only 8 thousandths up. Oh no, he's a tenth up, which will put him ahead of Jordan. Luke Wilson now to the line. He's still not improving. So he's not going to get any higher at this rate. It looks like he's bailed on his lap. Chicken Lord, however, has not bailed. He's a 10th up still. So he will get in front of Jordan if he can just finish this lap. Luke Wilson retired from pit lane. To the line. It looks like Chicken Lord's bailed out as well. So that will be your qualification grid. I'm not sure if all the drivers managed to get in. So here's your starting grid. If I can scroll down. We've got Mikey DeBoy on pole with a very good lap. Camillo faster, P2 with a fight. I think we might do a lobby restart just so that Camillo can do that. I'll quickly screenshot this there. Screenshot that. Nope, I guess I'm not going to screenshot that. Alright, I'm just going to have to remember where everyone started. Put the thing in now so we can build it out. I'm going to put it into tier now. At tier 2, DNF and stay in lobby. So, hopefully they've read my message. We'll find out depending on who crashes here. We've got one guy's going 360s. We've got, there you go. There's the Gunners, guys. They have read my message. So there you go. It'll be a battle of who will win the disruptor championship, pretty much. This one here is just I almost love when there's a red flag in some of the sand session because they do some funny crashes, but yeah. Keep listening from these guys. We'll go into a quick break while we get everything sorted, and we will see you guys back in a second. Apologies, guys. I was unaware the game was so loud. I will turn it down. I think to do that, we're gonna go here, game capture. I don't know how to turn this down. I'm just gonna go with that one. Let's turn that down to like there. All right, I'll be back. All right, so has everyone done enough? Has everyone done enough? Yep. All right, sweet. Let's look for that. All right. So we're going to have. We're going to. Fuck. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna work it out. It's because. Fuck me, my driver's a retard. That's the first reason. The other reason is like 3 people have 5 place grid penalties from the same guy, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That the Speedy Mo is a retard. That's your answer. He yeah, he T-boned 3 people in qualifying and got them all 5 places. I don't know. I'm hoping the chat can't hear me. I'm just gonna turn my mic. Right. Apologies for that, guys. That was did not intend for you guys to hear that. I joined a Discord to help a brother out, and that's what happens. Excuse that. But I think we have it all set up now, and we have an extra driver. So this should be much better. We aren't doing quali again. We're going off where everyone qualied, and yeah, it should be pretty good. Yeah. We'll have to see how it goes, and hopefully they listen to what I said, and don't forget their setups. If they forget their setups, we ain't red flagging, because I did tell them. I might just put another ping, because I know some people don't like to listen to the first. At tier 2 setups, we won't be red flagging if you forget. Wow, we've got... I'm gonna be honest with you guys, tier 2 is filled with a bunch of haters, man. Man, they hated on this Mimo guy. Give a brother a chance. Alright, well, with how long they're taking to ready up, I'm assuming they listened to my tips and they picked their setups, which is really good. Can I get someone in chat quickly tell me if the game's too loud? Oh, 5 red lights. And away we go! We were there for a while there. Speedy Mo has already DNF. As we get off the line, it looks like Mikey the Boy is so great, start really faster, already alongside in turn 1. Who will be braver on the brakes? They hold it alongside through turn 1. Mikey the Boy looks like he might have been exceeding straight a little bit. There's carnage in the background by the looks of it. We've got people side by side everywhere. Speedy Mo is already DNF. Mikey the Boy is defending E1 heavily. Camilla is faster up to the side. He will take that mission straight off the line. No, he won't. That's good stuff. Oh, is this carnage? Mikey the Boy will get clipped. There's contact, and there's a big pile up at the back there as we see Mikey the Boy dropping from first to 10th. He doesn't look to have got damage, but Lockie up front appears to have, as they're still scrapping it out of the back here. Spicy down to P10. He doesn't look to have damage though. Does anyone else have any damage? We can see Lockie. He does have that front wing. So how long can he hold off the guys behind throughout all that drama? It was absolute drama at the start. We've got people going off everywhere now. As the two Aston Martins swap position, obviously Luke Wilson feeling more pace and comfy at the moment. Lycon up to P5, managed to keep his nose clean. Unfortunately for Mikey the Boy, he didn't. And it will be an absolute gift if Camilla was faster. It looks like the other McLaren of Gould's also got a front wing damage. He dropped very far back from that carnage. Now, as Camilla is faster, since starts lap, which is the first driver of this line. Spicy, the two McLarens having a very, very bad start. The carnage absolutely messed them up, but keep them fast. It goes down the inside of Spicy. They're battling. Spicy has to go onto the grass. And there's a more carnage for Mikey. Mikey is out of this race on lap 2. We didn't quite catch the full extent of the carnage. Spicy with a 10-second full collision with him. And it looks like this will be a safety car. Whether it's a Spicy also gets a 10-second time from the and plays. So he will get the time penalty for the second spark on track. So Mikey the Boy will be out of this race early on. I need to turn this audio down while I have a chance. I can see where you go, Sam, and it's loud. It's loud for me. That's why. I don't care about that. I don't need to hit him. Alright. There we go. That should be a bit better. Yeah, well, what can we really say about that start? It was a bit of carnage, really, pretty much all through the field. Mikey the Boy went from pole to DNF very, very quickly, from no fault of his own. Obviously, he was just trying to race hard with Camilo, and when you go side by side through that section, things can get rather dramatic very quickly. Luke Wilson, the two Aston Martins, definitely the beneficiaries of this incident. Vipermon going up a position, and I should actually get up all the stuff so that we can have a deeper look into what everyone's doing. As you can see, Rocco Lad, 9 positions gained, is the biggest beneficiary of all. Luke Wilson up 5, Sparks down 7, Spicy down 7, and everyone else is pretty much gained. So, we'll have a look what tyres are on. Everyone is on the halves besides Italian Ramen, the Power Broadstar, and Ghoul, which Ghouls has just pitted for a fresh set of mediums. And we are racing again. We are going green, and it's looking like it's getting tight between the Aston Martins already nose to tail down the pit straight. Obviously DRS is open because it was only a VSC. Both Aston Martins will have DRS. The Ferrari in front will not. If they play this smart and work together, they should be able to catch Lockie and overtaking pretty quickly with that damage. And it's looking like they will at the moment. Italian Ramen, a 3-second time penalty for cutting corners early on. As we actually have a few drivers ready that have time penalties, so not a very good start for these drivers. Bit dramatic and a bit instant field, but yeah, it's looking like they're all starting to calm themselves down now as Lockie will pull into the pits, and so will the other driver, Pockers. So we have an Aston Martin and a Ferrari in the pits early on. It'll be interesting to see what their strategy is going to be from here. Camilo fastest lap again. Royal Duck, 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane as he also tries to follow the 2 leaders into the pit. Spicy then that steals the fastest lap back with a 120.8. The McLaren is up into P8 and he's trying to fight his way through the field. He's got Jordan up next, who's right on the back end of Com United, which if we go from Spicy's view, we get a brilliant view up ahead of these 3 going at it. And it will be very tight down the straight as they will have DRS. And it could look like Vipermon might lose 2 positions in the 1 here, putting her while the exit here. Spicy is whoring them in. He's 2 tenths up already on what was already the fastest lap. And look at that, they are all so close here down the straight. So it's going to be very, very action-packed. DRS enabled, the two guys up in front. As Vipermon, loses the place to Com United. Com United up to P5. Vipermon will want that position back though. He won't get DRS. The Mercedes of Jordan will, and Jordan's closing. Will he go for a lunge? He won't go for a lunge just yet. He will, however, be right on the rear end of that Williams now as we get a better shot going through here as they're side by side now going into the second last corner. Into the penultimate, this could get a bit hairy if they stay side by side. Spicy's now right on the rear end of the Silver Arrow. Down the main straight, Spicy will get a great lunge. They'll have DRS. Spicy trying to sneak alongside the Mercedes. Mercedes does not want to budge. He won't get the front wing alongside, so he'll have to pull out, which will be the smartest option here. Vipermon, however, trying to get back at Com United. He has a very bad exit though. Silver Arrow right back on the rear end, and Com United gets a bit of breathing room. Down into turn number 3. What will be done here? Any lunges? No, it looks like they're all staying in a single file going into the end of sector 1. So no position changes as of yet on this lap. But it looks like these guys here could be our ones to keep our eyes on, as Jordan there has a little brush with the wall, running a little bit wide. So definitely not what he wants to have at this stage of the race. They will just kill his tyres. Spicy right on the rear end of Jordan, and he looks to go around the outside of Jordan. Obviously inside there, outside here, and he will get the outside for the next corner. But if he can get the move done, it won't matter, and it won't. He's fully cleared the Mercedes. He's now only got Vipermon ahead to stop him from climbing up the field even more. Obviously he does have that 10-second time penalty for cutting the corner though, and he will have to serve that later in the race, I believe. Or he might not actually get served, he might just get to try and remove it. I'm not too sure. But we'll have to wait and see, as Spicy is already on the back of Com United, who, while we were watching the Spicy Jordan battle, got overtaken by Vipermon again. Italian Ramen also up ahead, another one to watch, Rocco Lad and him are having a nice little scrap, but it's going to form into these guys very, very shortly as they are catching at a rate of knots. So keep your eyes peeled everywhere, guys. We have racing all throughout the field, even at the back there, Puckers and Broadstar. If we go for a quick look, there's actually two going side by side overhead. It's the Visa RB and the Red Bull. Numerous missed it there, but luckily I've seen it in the corner of my eyes. Rocket Lad and Italian Ramen. Obviously, sister team IRL. Here they are all for their own. Red Bull also drops the tire on the wall. Almost nose to tail there, and that will be an exceeding track warning for Italian Ramen. He interpreted his own track there, but he will get DRS on Rocket Lad. So will Rocket Lad be able to defend, or will he have to just let Italian Ramen away by? He tries to defend it. Italian Ramen thinks better of your plan, gives him a little bump, hip and shoulder, show him what he thinks about that. And Vipermon end up getting Rocket Lad as well. As you can see now, going down the straight, it might even be Spicy who gets him, who will be side by side with Com United now through the corner. Com United around the outside, wonderful move by Com United, and they'll still be side by side now going into the second last corner. Com United will go off track though, just a little too much foot on the gas while being on the outside. He obviously got the dirty line, and now he will be side by side with the Mercedes as well. But yeah, wonderful move by Com United to start. Obviously didn't quite think he was probably going to get forced out as much as he did. And Rocket Lad has now lost another position to, as Spicy, great save by Spicy there. Obviously didn't expect Rocket Lad to be going so slowly on the exit of the corner. A little bit of contact, and he very easily could have ended up on a wall there. Spicy also now defends from Jordan. Very, very good defending. And we go up to Vipermon, who's now chasing Italian Ramen, who dispatches these guys very quickly and is trying to build a nice little gap, but with Rocket Lad now not being there to defend Vipermon for him, we could be seeing Italian Ramen get closed in very, very quickly. It's not looking like it will though. DRS open. It will only get him to the back. He won't be able to make a lunge on this straight, I don't believe. But it will get him awfully close. He will have one more DRS zone. He's got a lot of his ERS to play with. Down here, DRS open. ERS won't get deployed. And it looks like he'll think better of it on this lad. Rocket Lad defending heavily on the inside. Does not want to let come down past. Spicy too far back to do anything about it as well. And Jordan has lost the position to Chicken Lord while we weren't looking. Although if we talk about our leader, up in front, Camillo is faster. He's got no pressure on him at the moment. He's got a 4-second gap to the nearest Aston Martin, and he is just controlling this race. It looks like he's just making sure he can do damage control here, because if he doesn't make a foot wrong, these guys have to catch him. He's got 4 seconds to play with. Oh, as he spins out, the commentator's curse has got to him. He's locked the rear brakes and he's spun out. This will allow Luke Wilson to get in front of him, and potentially even Vipermon as well, who's going side by side with Italian Ramen. He'll keep the inside again. These two side by side. This is obviously where we've seen Mickey Du Bois have the crash earlier, but they will not follow the same trend. They're still going side by side though, which could get very, very hairy. But it looks like they managed to keep it clean through there. Very unfortunate for Camilo's faster. I was just talking about how he could control his race, and he ended up locking the rears and putting in the gravel trap there. So now he has to re-overtake Luke Wilson, which if Luke Wilson defends him, they could end up getting caught back into this battle back here. As we can see them all going very, very dangerous. Spicy goes around the outside of two of them. That's a very good move as he almost loses the rear end. He may now be under pressure as they're 3 wide again. Spicy, Rocket Lad, and Italian Ramen all side by side. Spicy gets pushed off a tiny bit, but he keeps it on track, and Rocket Lad gets the move done. Italian Ramen trying to follow in suit, and Spicy does exactly what Com United did earlier, and he loses his front ring from the instance. Obviously, Com United managed to keep it out of the wall. Spicy does not. Here comes Lockie. Lockie will pick him off, and so will Puckers. And even Power Broadstar as well, who we haven't talked about much this race, because he does have the damage. Spicy obviously does not want to continue with damage. He wants to pull into the pit, and he's going to have to try an undercut now. If he doesn't try an undercut, his race will not go as he wants. Ghouls, another person we haven't talked much about, will now be able to jump his teammate. He's on the mediums though, so he won't be able to go to the end. As we now look back to the front. We haven't really mentioned this, but the two Red Bulls in a very good position at the moment. The P5 and P6, that'll do great work for their championship standings. They have struggled in recent seasons, but a result like this could boost them, give them that momentum right to the front. And Italian Ramen has just lagged back as I was saying that, so maybe I should stop talking, because It seems anyone I give praise, they seem to have a little bit of a problem. And there's a big crash in front. Jordan, he spins and puts it in a wall. I don't know how that's happened there. But that's a big crash into that part of the track, as he now does a tiny bit of a dangerous re-entry. Looks like the drivers had a very well avoidance to dodge him. And how are we still in this race? I do not know. That was a very nasty crash for the Mercedes driver. As we go back to the front, it's created a bit of a gap now as well, as Com United, he's on the back of Rocco Lad, but Vipermon's got no one to keep him company. Camilo's caught back up to Luke Wilson, so I think we watch this battle, because this is the battle for the lead, which this, I get the feeling, could become very nasty, as Luke Wilson will not want to let that position go, and Camilo is faster. He knows that he has the pace to extend that gap, and he won't want to sit behind, letting Vipermon edge closer and closer. So obviously within the DRS zone now, this is the lap where things will start to pick up in aggressiveness. It's a great exit from Luke, from Camilo as well. He closed 2 gaps there. He's got the straight, he's got the slipstream, he's got the DRS. Does he have the move, or will Luke Wilson defend? Into this corner here. Looks like Luke Wilson won't have to get the elbows out just yet. He'll hold his ground and try and get a good exit, which he does get a good exit. Pulls 3/10 on Camilo, which Camilo now is juicing. He's got everything in the tank. DRS open, and it'll be all for nothing as he doesn't quite get close enough. So that'll be another lap gone as Vipermon slowly clawing them in. He's got it down to 3.2 now. He needs a little bit more to be able to pull a fight to these guys. We quickly go look at Com United. Only 2/10 off Rocco Lad. So I feel like it could get heated down this straight. But we just need to be ready to jump back up to Camilo as faster. He's right on the back end of the race leader, which obviously a race leader battle is always going to get quite nasty. On the second straight now, it doesn't look like any movement will be happening between them two as of yet. And Pucker's 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So that's definitely hurt his race. Spicy still has his 10-second, but he is down in last. He's got a lot of work to do to try and pull this race back. And same with Gouls, 18 seconds off the pace. He might not even be able to come out in front of Puckers here, as him and the Kick Sauber of Sparks actually are going to be giving each other a right run for their money. And straight onto the racing line comes the Aston Martin. Cause a bit of contact between the three. It looks like no damage from either of them, so very lucky to get away with it. And the other bloke with damage, Jordan, as Spicy, fastest lap, 1:19.2. Very nice lap from Spicy. And Camilo is faster right on the back end now. He's going to go for a move actually, but he thinks better of it. Pulls out right at the last minute. Makes Luke Wilson run a bit wide. He wants to go for it again, but he once again thinks better of it. So he's not quite game enough to go for a move yet. Runs very wide, which will hurt his tyres. And he's going to have to try and go again. He's got lots of battery built up. Luke Wilson has slightly less, but once again doesn't have that DRS, so he doesn't have the straight line power of 16 kilometers extra going down here. Is Camilo, will he go for a move? He's thinking about it, but once again he goes for he's just trying to force Luke Wilson into a mistake here. He might not in this one because he's a lot closer. He's got the juice there. He's going to be forced to the outside, and he's going to be pushed while on the outside, pushed almost into the wall. But it would have switched back from Camilo's fast. He's now got the outside line. Once again, a bit more rubbing onto the curb. He's going to have the inside line here. Will he be able to make it work? He got put in the position. Mikey DeBoyan was on lap 1. But this time around, he just pulls out. He learned what happened to Mikey, and he didn't want to recreate that. So pulls out of it on this occasion. He's got a long straight with DRS this time. And he'll want to get this move done ASAP. Vipermon is clawing in the time now that these two are actually battling. And he's right on the rear end. That looked a bit hairy there for a minute. 2 getting very close to contact. There's Camilo now off the track, but he'll get DRS again, so he might still get to close it back in. And it doesn't quite look like it, so it really, anything could go down here. These two are getting more feisty as the laps go on. We're not sure what lap they're thinking about pitting either, so we could see a undercut strategy try and take place. Rocco Lad, actually, someone we haven't talked about, has been overtaken by Com United, so that's another place up for the Red Bull driver, P4, whereas his teammate had the little incident earlier and dropped to P10. But Com United will pull into pit, so if we were wondering when they're going to pit, it'll be lap 13 for Com United. So we assume he will put on a set of fresh mediums. No, he's putting on another set of hards. He will not be able to go to the end on that compound. He's obviously committing to a 2-stop. So We now know that Com United will be on for a 2-stop. Rocco led, that gives him some fresh air to stretch his legs. But Camilo is faster. Look how close he is to the rear end of the Aston Martin. Gives him a little push to there. And now he's going to try the outside line, which I think he was behind for the DRS zone. He was behind for the DRS zone. He's not going to be allowed the inside line. But he wants to try and force his way in there. He won't quite get it though. He's forced outside. Can he cut in? He's going to have the inside for the next one. He's going to cut the corner. He will have to give that position back, I will say. He does. He does have to give that position back. He gives the position back down into the turn 11, I believe this one is. And yeah, so he won't be able to get it done in this position. But as you can see, he's just getting more and more frustrated. Getting caught behind it. It's just destroying his tyres. Mikey DuBois has now left the session. And yeah, it's getting very, very heated. And you can see Vipermon only 1.6 behind now. If they keep this up for any longer, Vipermon is going to be right there ready to pounce. Camilo is faster. Looking to the inside in turn 1. Yeah, wow. This is some great racing we're seeing at the front. You don't want to look away because they're almost side by side every corner. And now he's going to go for the inside. But he's not going to send it enough. And there will be contact between the two. The Aston Martin will get forced off. Will he be able to come back on? He will stay inside. Camilo lets him go back by, I think. I think he knew if he took that position, it would be a penalty. But now, look who's going to the party. Vipermon right on the back of the Mercedes, ready to pounce. And he will be hoping they do that again so he can get them both in one. But not just yet. Down the straight, the Mercedes and the Williams will have DRS. The Aston Martin will not, but the Aston Martin has been using his defensive skills very good. I don't think it will make up for it this lap though, as now the Mercedes will have DRS down the next straight as well. And it looks like that'll be that battle over and done with. Can Vipermon pounce on the Aston Martin quick as well and try and get the Mercedes? It doesn't look like it. So I think we will now see Camilo as fast to try to just stretch his legs a little bit, build back that gap he had before he made the mistake, and try and fix his strategy. But we could see an early pit stop here from one of them. Doesn't look like we'll see it from the front, guys. Oh no, we will. Luke Wilson has pulled into the pit lane. That was a very late pull in. He didn't want anyone seeing it. And he got a 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. So that is not what Luke Wilson wanted. Yeah, wow. His race started off really well, but that's going to put salt in the wound. Rocco led up into P3. And Luke Wilson will actually come out in P5. So it's not too bad for him when you think about it. Everyone else still has to pit. And he's once again got a 3 seconds. Wow. Going from bad to worse. We might actually have a look at the penalties while we have a chance. As you can see, we got Luke Wilson with 19 seconds. Vipermon with 3. Italian Ramen with 6, Puckers with 10, and the 2 McLarens with 3, and Royal Duck finishing off the penalties with 10. So, not the cleanest race we've seen ever, but obviously being an opening round, there's not much more you can expect. And the only way from here is hope the drivers can clean their act up and get some points on merit. Obviously, no safety car this race either. We've seen a few big crashes. We've seen a VSC, but no safety car. Luke Wilson will get the move on Lockie down where we've seen a few battles go this game. And he'll want to get his tyres up to speed pretty quickly because we could see him jump Camilo as faster again. And if that is to happen, Vipermon will not be happy. As Vipermon must have made a mistake somewhere as he's coming into the pit lane. Does he have damage on that front wing? Because he was right on the back of the Mercedes and then we've seen him drop back into the pit, so maybe a bit of damage. Doesn't look like there's any damage, but there is a new set of tyres going. As we got caution, sector 3, someone has had a crash, and looks like it's Royal Duck as Sparks gets ahead of him. Oh no, it looks like it was Sparks as Royal Duck got ahead of him, but they're still going to be side by side, and Sparks will get the place back. The 2 McLarens riding in their own little world. They'll be hoping for a safety car any minute now to pull them back into this one. It's been a very unfortunate day with them with the incidents that have gone on around them. Power Broadstar, he's managed to get up into P10, so that'll be a point for Power Broadstar, as Gouls has obviously made a mistake as Sparks is in front of him. Italian Ramen with another 3 second time as well as Khan is going on everywhere. He's right on the back of his teammate, Italian Ramen, Com United. with Pucker's 3 seconds behind. Won't have to worry about him as he's got the 10-second, but he will have to worry about Vipermon back there, who's just freshly fit. Italian Ramen, he doesn't want to stay behind his teammate. He wants to be the lead car between the two, and he overtakes his teammate from United to try and stretch this gap out. And I'm assuming this is that. Oh, as he goes off now, Com United won't be happy with that. Just allows Vipermon to close in that little bit more. Miller is faster. He's got to be thinking about pitting. He has pit. He's coming out of the pit now. Luke Wilson is going in front of him. Will Chicken Lord get him? It'll be close on exit here. Chicken Lord will have DRS, I think. This will be close down the straight. He won't get DRS, but he will have warm tyres. And then we have a retirement from session. It looks like it is in pit lane, however. Yeah, I believe the retirement is in pit lane, so we won't have safety car this lap. Spicy will pull in though. He will put a fresh set of boots on. But you've got to think it's not going too well for him on this occasion. He's not able to get into the points as of yet, unless he gets a very fortunate safety car. Obviously 12 laps to go though, so never can. How does the saying go? Never can you fish? I'll remember it. Maybe it's never candy coins for the day zone. I don't know. It's something like that. He relates to that saying. But yeah, obviously Vipermon right on the back of the Red Bulls now. He closed down 3 seconds in a single lap. So he's on an absolute flyer right now. He will be looking to get this move over and done with as quick as possible so we can have a fair shot at Com United. Obviously both Red Bulls still have to pit. They are dragging these tyres out as long as they can. Obviously praying for a safety car, but as we can see, it doesn't look like safety cars are going to be a common factor in this game, as that was a very big crash lap one and it was only a VSC, so I can only imagine what it takes to get a full one. Yeah, other than that, there's not much battles going around really. It's pretty much just Vipermon and Italian Ramen right now. Our field's spread out a bit after all the carnage that's gone on, and they're all just sort of in their own race. Camillo is faster, will catch up to Luke Wilson eventually though. And when they catch up, well, you want to get your popcorn bucket out because the first battle we've seen from them was only a preview. As now that I think about it, they've actually closed up significantly. Sorry about that, I've been interrupted. As Camillo is faster, he's looking like he might get a 3 second soon. He's going off the track a little bit now, that I think about it. Could have been a warning there, I'm not too sure. But obviously, I don't think he'll be able to rack up 19 seconds in 11 laps, unfortunately for Luke Wilson. Chicken Lord, however, is currently on for a podium, depending on how his pit stop goes. I believe he still needs to pit. Let's have a look. Where did he go? There he is, he's in the pit now. So he just chucks on a set of hards. That puts him down to P7. But not a bad result for the Alpine. Obviously, Geordie took a complete gamble on his drivers. He didn't know who they were. And they are pulling off a very good result actually. P7 is very good for the two Alpines. Camillo is faster. He's all over the back end of Luke Wilson. Once again getting backed up into the pack. But this time he's got a lot more room to play with. He's got the outside line, he's got the DRS again, and it's pretty much a carbon copy of the move that happened the first time. That will be that move over and done with, and Camillo can now stretch his legs and get this gap out as far as he needs it. So that's once again Camillo running wide. So he seems to not like that corner. He seems to run that little bit deep there every time, but the gap already being at 1.1, you can't help but fear Camillo's almost got this one secured. Still not a bad outing for the Luke Wilson though. He showed great pace. He needs to try and fix his discipline a bit, and he will be in for the title fight. Vipermon holding off P3 now. They've got past Italian Ramen, which these two are also starting to fall off the back of the Williams driver. The Alpine also, once again, in his own little world, 5 seconds behind Com United, 5 seconds in front of Chicken Lord. But Chicken Lord now Him and Rocco Lad having a right battle. Rocco Lad wants that place. He's pushing very hard to get it, using the track limits as much as he can. But down here, he's not looking like he's going to get a move. He will run a little bit deep. 3 here still. Dirty Air, not something to affect him, which we have seen on this game. Dirty Air is very, very strong, as I've just heard a crash somewhere. It doesn't look like it was at the back, as Spicy sets fast lap. And Ghouls is in the pit lane. Jordan, he looks fine. Sparks closing in on Royal Duck as he puts it in a wall. As we go onto him, Sparks will be in the wall. And we could see a safety car here with the... Oh, Jordan very, very nearly going in a wall, as he's now got a McLaren right behind him. McLaren and Spicy had to slow right down. But there is no front wing on that kick salvo. How that's not a safety car, I don't know. That's a lot of debris in a very, very dangerous section. So, but obviously the stewards in game think better. They don't think that deserves a safety car. And we've got a retire. Sparks is retired. He's crashed. Where has he crashed? He's crashed it in the wall right there. That's Sparks, and that's still not a safety car. We've got a VSC, and that's all that will come from it is a VSC. So clearly, it's very hard to get a safety car in this game. I'm sure a lot of these drivers would have been hoping for a safety car just to close that pack up a bit. Obviously, Camilo definitely wouldn't have now that he's finally got the move done. But yeah, unfortunately for a few of these drivers, they won't get what they wish for. They have to keep their hands in their pockets and hope that maybe a bit more fortune across their lap. Obviously, only 13 drivers left from the 17, so if you finish this race, you're almost guaranteed to be in the points. And a few drivers might be able to get their penalties removed depending on how they got them. As Ghouls ends up getting past Royal Duck, Spicy gets past Royal Duck. Jordan claws his way back into P10 after that giant crash we've seen on the straight early in the race. Lockie's in P9. He's been pretty filled with incidents, really, when you think about it. He had a few here and there. Rocco led, running up the front for a while, but he just got caught up in an incident that he most likely did not want to be a part of. And Royal Duck, now that we were talking about him, he's got a drive-through. So obviously he tried to jump the gun and he got a drive-through for that. Com United and Luke Wilson in the pit lane. Luke Wilson serving a 10-second. Com United is just putting on a fresh set of boots. He might jump Luke Wilson here. It'll be very tight between the two on exit. They come out nose to bumper. But who will get the better jump? Looks like Luke Wilson will keep the position as long as he doesn't have too bad of a exit. Looks like he's alright. Runs it nice and tight. Com United running it a bit wider. Lockie benefits from that heavily, up to P7 now. And a Rocco lad all over the rear end of Chicken Lord. Obviously Chicken Lord without a penalty though, and Power Broadstar up ahead. Chicken Lord will do whatever he can to try and keep Rocco lad out of Broadstar's penalty range. Which, if we have a look now, how many penalties does Broadstar have? Broadstar's got 3 seconds, Rocco lad has 10, so he might not have to defend. Actually, he could let Rocco lad go, and he'd still come out in front. Tone Ramen also has 12, so at this point, Chicken Lord would be on for a P4. Power Broadstar's on for a podium. If we have a look at our position change as well, we got Camilo up 1, Vipermon up 3, Italian Ramen up 6, Power Broadstar up 7, Chicken Lord up 8, Rocco lad up 9, Lockie down 4, Luke Wilson stayed where he started, Com United's up 5, Jordan's up 2, Spicy's down 7 with a very, very tough race, Ghouls is up 5, Royal Duck down 3, and of course 4 DNFs of Sparks, Puckers, Mikey the Boy, and Speedy Mo. Still though, race is far from over. Anything can happen. Camilo has now got the gap to 8 seconds. It's the biggest he's had his gap the entire race. Obviously, last time he had a gap, he spun and put it in the gravel trap down at turn 3. He won't want to recreate that incident. That definitely would harm his championship run at the moment. He's the only driver in the top 4 without a penalty as well. So he's come out and he's proven why he's here. He's here to fight for the championship. And Keith could have a championship driver on his hands. He was unheard of before he came into the season. I'm sure a lot of ORLs going to know who he is now, especially in Tier 2. He's looking like definitely one of the strong favourites. I mean, what we've learnt from today really is Camilo is very quick, Mikey the Boy is very quick, Spicy's very quick, Vipermon's very quick, and Luke Wilson has shown some good pace as well, so it'll be very interesting to see how these guys go along the course of the season. As Italian Ramen's right on Vipermon now. As I go on him, he is on the grass, so that is not what he wants, which allows Power Broadstar to get that a little bit closer to him. And Chicken Lord's actually closing in on Power Broadstar. Lockie's not catching him. As one of the Ferraris is off, Spicy has put it in the wall, which is definitely not what Spicy wanted. He would have been hoping for a much better result, and he's now got no front wing, and he'll just be trying to bring it back to the pit lane. He might even retire from session there, as he's not got a lot to go with now. He's very, very far behind the pack. Lots of damage, and it'll be very hard to claw us back now. It'll take a lot of luck. He's going to just claw into the pits, and I'm assuming this will be the end of Spicy's day. Oh no, it looks like he's putting on soft, so he could be going just to steal the fast lap, stop some other teams getting some points. Power Broadstar and Chicken Lord now swap position, so obviously Power Broadstar's decided Chicken Lord's got no penalty. He's going to let him go and try and chase down the podium positions. So very good team play by Power Broadstar there. And this actually puts Chicken Lord in the hunt for a podium position, as out comes Spicy now into the lap traffic. He will have to watch out for the Red Bulls up in front, which I believe he has let him go. If we go up, he has. So he's let him go safely on the straight. And this is pretty much the end of Spicy's race. He'll be in blue flags the entire race. And yeah, as Camilo is faster, gets his first penalty of the race, it won't be too much avail for Vipermon. He's still 7.5 seconds in front. It'd take a very big mistake to end up back where everyone else is. Royal Duck adding more penalties to the chamber, which he won't be too far off getting lapped soon if Camilo keeps up the pace he's got, which he's moving very, very, very fast. I wouldn't be surprised if Camilo actually goes in for a shot at the fastest lap with the pace he's putting on, and Spicy won't be able to put in the fastest lap being in the blue flags. He's unlapped himself from the Ferrari. He's going to be on the Red Bull now, from the Red Bull. He's now going to be on the Williams though. So, are we going to see Spicy overtake, or is he going to sit there? It looks like he's going to overtake. As long as he does it cleanly, it's okay. Looks like he gets the move done cleanly, and he should now pull away from the Williams. He doesn't want to impede too much, as this is a lead car. And there goes the McLaren in the distance. So, very smart call from Spicy to unlap himself. Obviously, you never know what happens in a race. He will want to be on the lead lap just in case there's a safety car. Obviously, it's the last lap a safety car can come out. So if there's going to be a safety car, it's going to be now. Now, only battle on track is between these two right here, which, wow, they're getting really touchy. As Luke Wilson goes for a move, bit of contact through Sector 1, still side by side. Look at the two go. This is great action as Luke Wilson picks up another penalty. And Rocco late as they get together. Oh, wow. Big contact between the Aston Martin and the Visa Cash App RP. We just go onto them. They start getting very, very touchy. Luke Wilson looks like a man on a mission now. I don't know what he's trying to do, but he doesn't look like he wants to let this one down. The Visa looks like he came away better from it. Doesn't look like he's got too much damage. But Luke Wilson clearly very unhappy with what happened. He's driving, looks like a bit upsetly, which as you do, as he, that was very aggressive from Luke Wilson. So clearly showing his anger on the track. He was very unhappy with what Rocco Lad did to him. And this will mean him and Rocco Lad will fall out of the points now. And it could mean we see the McLaren of Ghouls get brought into the points. Luke Wilson pulls in, he'll change his front wing. What will we see Rocco Lad do? Rocco Lad's going to stay out despite the damage. He's not too worried. He's in the grass, but he will continue. So that will be. That'll crush the McLaren, so it's coming back in. As Rocco Lad bumps the wall, we might see Rocco Lad DNF here. Ghouls side by side with Luke Wilson out of the pit lane, and he will stay in front. We've got caution, sector 3, someone's had a spin. It looks to be Vipermon. Vipermon has spun, and he's taken out the Alpine of Chicken Lord. So a very big crash there from the two, and Chicken Lord looks to be almost stuck. He's got to get out quick. Com United's coming through. He's flying through. He barely dodges the Alpine of Chicken Lord. And now Vipermon under pressure from Lockie, which we've now seen Italian Ramen in P2 after all that. A little bit of damage for Vipermon, but at this rate, it's the second last lap. He may as well continue. Yeah, wow, that was a lot is going on at the end here, and we now see. I think Spicy and the leader just came together. And there's another crash now. Where is this crash? It was Rocco Lad and Jordan, I think. Ghouls is catching him at a rate of knots. He'll get one more lap. He's got to close in. Only 5 seconds now, so the damage is clearly getting to Rocco Lad. But Rocco Lad has got to keep going if he wants points. Luke Wilson, though, he might still get him, which we obviously seen Luke Wilson have a bit of on-track beef with Rocco Lad previously, so it'll be interesting to see how these two go. Ghouls 3 behind. Com United though, and Vipermon very close there. On the wait, this is second last lap, sorry, I thought this was last lap. Apologies. Pens. I'll show you the pens. The pens are rather high. Penalties, we've got 12 seconds for Italian Ramen, 3 seconds for Power Broadstar, 0 for Lockie, 3 for Camillo, 3 for Com United, 13 for Vipermon after all that, 13 for Rocco, 3 for Ghouls, 12 for Luke Wilson, 3 for Real Duck, and 6 for Spicy. Which at this current point in time, we will see Lockie on the podium, and we will see Power Broadstar on the podium in P2. As we start the last lap now, Camillo up in front. Rocco Lad is dropping rapidly. Luke Wilson got in front of the McLaren, but the McLaren's going to get one more lap to try and make something happen. We have seen a crash now. Royal Duck has crashed. Rocco Lad's dropping further back. The McLaren still wants to get the move done. He doesn't want to let the Aston Martin get away, but he'll get him on penalties anyway, so even finishing P10, the McLaren will inherit P9 as Spicy once again unlapping himself. He's battling the leader. So Camillo Faster, the driver who came in unknown, I believe he was the 6th or 7th pick for Mercedes. He almost crashes on the last lap. He does crash on the last lap. Camillo is faster. He spins at the penultimate corner. He enters the last. He was unknown before this race. I'm sure we know him now. He spins. He wins in Australia. Camillo is faster will be a Tier 2 Round 1 winner for Mercedes, followed by Italian Ramen, but with Pens, he will drop to P4, I believe. Power Broadstar will cross the line to get P2, and Lockie should cross for P3. So that will be your top 3 there. It'll be a Merc, an Alpine, and a Ferrari, followed by the 2 Red Bulls, picking up P4 and P5, but Chicken Lord inherits P5, obviously because of Com United's penalty, and Vipermon at P7 with the bit of a rough end to the race. Jordan P8, he might inherit Vipermon's P7 with the penalties. I think he will inherit P7 actually, yep. So Jordan will get P7. Luke Wilson will finish P9, but he'll get P10 with Ghouls picking up P9. Obviously Ghouls started 17th. Luke Wilson will get P10. Rocco Lad 11th. Royal Duck will keep 12th. And Spicy should finish this one 13th. So overall, it was a bit hot and cold of a race really. There wasn't much to commentate on, as for most of the race there was very, very big gaps. But there was lots and lots of carnage, so obviously lots to see, just not lots to commentate on. can't really put fault on Camillo, to be honest. He made 2 giant mistakes twice. He still managed to recover from it, so it's a job well done from Camillo, and you can't say that he's not going to be a contender in this fight. Obviously, Vipermon as well, a driver that very well should have had a better chance in this race, but unfortunately, due to a few mistakes here and there, he fell behind. Mikey the Boy as well, I'm sure he'll be very upset with this result. He most likely feels like he's the one that deserves to be where the Silver Arrow is right now. But unfortunately for him, unlucky at the start, and he will not get such fate. Here's your race winner, your fastest lap for Spicy. Your driver of the day is supposedly Chicken Lord. Most overtakes was Chicken Lord, and the cleanest driver was Chicken Lord. But honestly, I'm going to have to agree with it, to be honest. I think your driver of the day will definitely be Chicken Lord. He started 13th. He climbed his way to P5. And he did that while getting no penalties. So, Chicken Lord, very, very good debut for you. Lockie, obviously, on debut, I believe. He got P3. And Power Broadstar, he's a familiar face. He got P2 from 11th. But obviously a few penalties there as well. So he didn't drive the cleanest of races. Camillo Faster. He started P2. He drove a brilliant race. But obviously, due to the mistakes, he will not be my driver of the day. As we'll now look at race director for the people that need it, because or else I'll get in trouble. There you guys go. Wowzers, look at that. I might not even get to the bottom of this, to be honest. I'm going to have to speed it up. Oh, I'm not going to get to the bottom. Oh, well. Shouldn't have been dirty, alright? Haha. So now we'll go to the... We'll go here. Actually, no. We'll go. Yeah, we'll go here. And I'll just add another one so that you guys can hear our podium getters. So let's go there, there, and let's get the podium sitters into here at Camillo, at Lockie, and at Broadstar. Please join ABC for interviews. I think I should be able, I should be able to drag them. There's Camillo, so we'll get him in now. Where's move to? Quickly mute him while we get the other guys in now. Now we'll get Broadstar when he joins. Camilla, can we just go on mute until I get to you? If you just go on mute, then you'll be the last one I interview. Cheers. There's Lockie. Get him in here. And we'll get Broadstar. Broadstar, welcome to the interview box. Great race today, mate. Obviously, podium in the start of the season. You can't be too upset with that. Where were you expecting to finish today? And did you definitely do better than you thought you would?
I think, yeah, it's a weird one because I started so far back and I knew my pace wasn't on. And then I went wide into one, and then tried to rejoin as safe as I could, and then one of the McLaren spun, and then I didn't really know what to do, and then I hit him and got a lot of from Mitch, and then I was was pitting and I was like, this could not be happening. How am I even in the top 5 or even in the top 10? Like that's a lot more than what I thought. And then I saw it was in front of me. I had penalties, 12 seconds of penalties, and I was like, I'm gonna try and keep it with 9 seconds to try and get there on the podium. But it's been a long time coming for me. I think I've had a podium since Qatar on F1 23, so it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, well, congrats on that, mate. Today looked very, very interesting from the commentator, but looked like if you could finish, you had a chance at the win with how everyone was going. What were your thoughts when you seen Vipermon spin at the infamous turn 8, turn 9?
Oh, mate, I was like, oh bollocks, here we go again, because I just seen him in the middle of the track, and then I saw him take out should have taken my teammate, and I was like, oh no, where do I go? And I just went left, hoping for the best, and I like had to thread the needle, and then my heart rate went from probably 80 or 90 to 130, and then I had to try and like kind of relax for the next couple of laps, just trying to bring it home. It was probably one of the most stressful races I've ever done, and I'm sweating so much right now.
Oh, well, that was a great recovery drive today, mate. We seen you down in, I think it was P13 at one point, and you ended up finishing in P3, so great job with that. Oh, wait, was it P3 or P2? No, you were...
Me too.
P2. Oh, I wasn't even supposed to do you first. Sorry,
That's
I got so excited. I was like, wow. But yeah, I'm sure Geordie Slater will be very impressed with this. Obviously, in the during the draft, he didn't quite know who to go with for the tier 2 grid. So I'm sure you've made your team principal know what you're capable of now. And you have also, I think you've got an Alpine to either P1 or P2 in the constructors with Chicken Lord also recovering. So you two can have a very, very happy round 1. And good luck for round 2, mate. Lockie, we'll move on to you. I was supposed to do you first, so that's my muck up. Great race today, mate. That was definitely an interesting one from your perspective. You managed to go through pretty much every position at one point. At one point, you were at the front, and then you got tangled up, and then you were at the back, and then you worked your way back up. So took us through what you felt today, mate.
Yeah, well, Ollie, I couldn't quite get the good lap in at the end, but I'm still happy with a P3. But yeah, lap 1, I think it was Mikey and Camilo spun. And, yeah, Mikey's just sitting sideways across the track, so picked up an orange wing from that. Sort of stayed out. Then we got a VSC, and then I got a drive through from the VSC. So I just ran straight through on the same set of tyres. And then sort of just hung it out, struggling with the wing, pitted around lap 16.
Yeah, we've seen that, and then it looked like he started.
Some of the collisions up front, but yeah, I'm still happy with P3 after all that madness.
And it was also another good thing. You were one of the only drivers to not end up with a penalty as well, I'm pretty sure. So
Oh, really? Oh,
you,
well, that's always a good thing.
so that's a great sign for what's to come. P3 in the standings after round 1. Obviously, stewards could come out later, and you couldn't end up anywhere. So you got to be happy with a podium, especially on debut. This is your debut in the league, is it not?
Yeah, debut. Yeah, definitely happy, especially how I got a drive through at the start, so it kind of screwed my race, but yeah, ended up P3.
Oh, well, with a P3 on debut, mate, you got to walk away with a smile after that. And honestly, today was definitely something you can look back and laugh at. So, with a season ahead, it's a long season. You're looking like you got good pace, and I'm sure your team principal is going to be looking to see some more results like that from you. So, great job today, mate. Enjoy your week where you don't have to go through that much stress again, and get some laps in for the next one, because anything could go down if that's what today went like.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Appreciate it.
And now we'll get on to Camilo, guys. And Camilo, I talked about him twice. The 2 times I talked about him, he spun, and he still ended up winning. So, talk us through your race, Camilo.
Yeah, that's what your fault for the commentator's curse, man. I mean, it's all on you. But yeah, I had an interesting quali. I got straight lined, which was great fun. And then, yeah, I think the race was just complete shambles. I mean, tire deck was horrible. Probably 2-stop last lap. So that's how I spun the little 360 no scope. Which is fun. But yeah, I think the main reason I won today is people just killed themselves the whole time. I mean, there's drive-throughs, there's penalties, there's people just going on the grass. So yeah,
Yeah,
stay out of
that's
trouble.
that's right. But if you
I
can
think it's a 3 second, but I mean, apart from that, it's pretty clean.
if you can spin twice and win a race, you've got to feel pretty comfortable for what's to come in the rest of this season.
I mean, it's my first season with no ABS, so still kind of warming up to it.
Nah, well, great drive today, mate. Obviously, you know who's looking pretty quick this season. You got Lockie who's looking pretty quick, Vipamon who was looking pretty quick when he's got it in the thing, and Mikey the boy who looked pretty quick in quali. So, who do you reckon's going to be your biggest rival this season?
I'm not sure. I thought it was gonna be Broadstar. I don't know. If he's a different one, because I just texted. I got another friend called Broadstar. He said it's not him. Usually me and Broadstar are pretty close pace wise, but I'm not sure about this Broadstar. It's like a clone. I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm not really sure. I don't really know too many people in this league. I think I come from different leagues, so I'm still kind of scouting it out, but we'll see.
No, well, great drive today, mate. Enjoy the week off, and enjoy P1 and the constructors for round on.
Will do.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Tomorrow we will have the Tier 1, where myself and a few other big names around will be racing. Obviously, we got the the reigning champion racing tomorrow, Piastri Goat. I managed to sneak him and sign him. So I'm pretty excited to see how you go tomorrow. I'm sure a lot of you guys will be looking forward to tomorrow as well, if this is what the Tier 2 boys can produce. And we'll catch you in the next one.